Okay, so you should have downloaded the file that was shared to you in Google Classroom. What we're going to do is highlight columns C, D, E, and F. And this is just in Google Docs. We're going to copy and paste. So Command C, go into Excel, and then Command V is paste. You see I have the double arrow on the columns. I'm just going to spread those out so we can see everything. So the first thing we're going to do is highlight column B just by clicking on that down arrow up at the top, and we want to see who all had Nebraska winning, who had Fresno winning. So we're going to go up to Data and Sort, and we're going to expand the selection. That just means that your name moves with the data, and we're going to sort by Fresno, Nebraska versus Fresno, and we'll click OK. That way everybody who picked Fresno State will show up on top. We know that they can't win the guessing contest because they had the wrong winner. So we're going to highlight them and make them in bold, color the background yellow, and then we're going to talk about absolute value. Absolute value is the distance from 0. So if I have in this diagram, you see in the red, if I have the number 4, I am 4 units from 0. So the number 4, the absolute value is 4. If I have a negative 3, how far is negative 3 from 0? Negative 3 is 3 units from 0. So regardless of if it's positive or negative, it's just how far it is from 0. So what we're going to figure out is we're going to figure out how far off your prediction was for the Nebraska score. And we're going to put in the absolute value. That way if you are 3 under, it's going to say that you are 3 away. And if you are 3 over, it's still going to say you are 3 away. It doesn't matter if you're positive or negative. We just want the absolute value. So how we do that in Excel is first we tell it that this is going to be a formula. So we put in equals and then type in capital ABS. That means absolute value. Put in parentheses, and that says this is what we want the absolute value of. And we type in Nebraska's score, 43 minus, and then cell C6 in this case. And then I'm going to move on down and equals ABS, parentheses, 43, it's always going to be 43 because that's Nebraska's score, minus the cell next to it. So I'll do this a couple times, you can watch the process. Equals ABS, parentheses, 43, minus the cell, close parenthesis, enter. I've messed up somewhere here. ABS, there we go, equals ABS, parenthesis, 43, minus the cell, close parenthesis, and you're catching on, right? One more time just for fun, because it's so much fun. And so then you want to get the shortcut. More than likely you're figuring this out, so click on the bottom right hand corner where there's the black X and drag and drop, and magically I find out how much all of you were off for your prediction for Nebraska's score. Great. And actually we're going to do the exact same for Fresno State. So equals ABS, parenthesis, and they scored 10, so then I go 10 minus and click in the Fresno State score, close parentheses. Next one equals ABS, parentheses, 10 minus 10, right on, 0 for the absolute value, and we're going to get the black X, drag and drop, and we have the difference from Nebraska and Fresno. So we also want to do this for the students who didn't pick Nebraska winning. So we'll drag up when we get that black X, so we have them also. Now we need to know the total difference. The total difference, all right, we'll label these Nebraska diff and Fres diff, and then total difference. And for this one, this is the easiest formula you've had yet. It's going to be equals, click on the Fresno difference, plus Nebraska difference, enter. Click on it, we'll get the black X, drag it down, and then we find the total difference for everybody. Sweet, we're pretty much done. All we have to do is sort. So we're just going to sort the Nebraska wins first. Actually, it doesn't matter. We're going to sort them all together. Data sort. We're going to expand the selection so that way your name moves with your prediction, and we're going to sort by the total diff or total difference. Click OK, and then you should be able to find out who won immediately and who was the farthest off. Now the Fresno ones, they can't win, so we'll move them to the bottom, but we can see somebody was only 5 off. Not too shabby, buddy. And we can see who our winners were. So what I'm going to do now then is just move all the Fresnos down to the bottom. So I'm going to click on the top yellow there and put insert, and then I'm going to insert an entire row. And I'm going to do it twice so I can fit both those Fresno predictions that are a little off. I'm going to highlight the entire row for Madison's prediction. Hit Command C and Command V. Highlight Hannah's entire row. Hit Command C and Command V. No faith in Nebraska. I'm then going to highlight the cell and delete, and I'm going to do the entire row. Okay, moved it all up. 2-finger click, delete, entire row, and that'll move it up. And then you have the whole list. A couple people submitted more than one scores, but otherwise that's it. File, save as. We're going to save this as 5-Husker GM1 for game 1 YourName. That's a lot of stuff. And then we're pretty much done. You need to find the file, upload it to the Google Classroom, and mark that this assignment is done. Good work.